Google's search is not becoming irrelevant, but the way visibility works inside Google is changing. For years, SEO followed a familiar model. Find the right keywords, create the strongest page possible, build authority, rank well, then measure performance through impressions, rankings, and clicks. That model still matters. What has changed is that it is no longer the entire picture. With AI mode and AI overviews, Google is placing more answers directly inside the search experience. Users can receive summaries, compare options, ask follow-up questions, and continue exploring a topic without interacting with search results in the same way they once did. That is why SEO is dead, is the wrong conclusion. A more useful way to think about the shift is that SEO now involves three related areas: rankings, citations, and AI visibility. For creators, marketers, freelancers, agencies, local businesses, SaaS companies, affiliate publishers, and small business owners, that distinction matters. The question is no longer just, do we rank? It is also, are we being cited? Are we being understood? And are we visible when Google uses AI to answer a query? On May 19, 2026, Google announced a new direction for AI search. The significance of that announcement is not a single feature. It is what it suggests about where search is heading. Google is moving AI deeper into the search experience rather than treating it as a separate layer beside traditional results. At the same time, Google continues to say that SEO fundamentals still matter. That point is easy to overlook. Helpful content, crawlable pages, clear site structure, relevance, authority, and a strong user experience are still foundational elements of SEO. What is changing is the environment around those fundamentals. A page can rank well and still receive fewer clicks if an AI-generated summary answers enough of the user's question before they reach the traditional results. That is where the tension begins. Google says the fundamentals still matter. Independent research suggests AI-generated summaries can affect clicks and influence which sources receive visibility. Those ideas are not mutually exclusive. Both can be true at the same time. AI mode has surpassed 1 billion monthly active users globally. That figure matters because it suggests AI-assisted search is becoming a meaningful part of how people use search. The behavior inside AI mode also appears different from traditional search behavior. Google has reported that AI mode searches are, on average, 3 times longer than traditional search queries. That suggests users are not simply typing the same keywords into a different interface. They are often asking more detailed questions. They may be describing a specific situation, comparing options, or looking for guidance that helps them make a decision rather than simply collecting links. As that behavior evolves, the types of content that earn visibility may evolve as well. A traditional query might be short and direct. An AI-style query often contains more context, more constraints, and more intent. Instead of searching for best CRM for freelancers, a user might ask for a CRM that fits a certain budget, works for a solo consultant, supports follow-up automation, and does not require technical setup. Queries like that tend to reward clearer answers, stronger evidence, and better entity understanding. AI overviews are also appearing more frequently. Bright Edge found that AI overviews increased from roughly 30% to 48% of tracked queries. If that trend continues, more searches will involve AI-generated summaries, which means the traditional list of blue links is no longer the only place where visibility happens. This is where traffic concerns enter the discussion. Pew found that traditional result clicks were lower when AI summaries appeared, with 8% click activity compared with 15% when no AI summary was present. Ahrefs reported a 58% lower average click-through rate for top-ranking pages when AI overviews appeared. While the numbers come from different studies, both point in a similar direction. When AI-generated answers are displayed, users may click traditional results less often. That does not mean every site is affected equally. It does not mean every query behaves the same way. And it certainly does not mean rankings have stopped mattering. What it does suggest is that rankings alone may not produce the same traffic patterns they once did. A page can rank well and still be affected by the answer layer that appears above or around the traditional results. There is another development worth paying attention to. BrightEdge found that AI overview citations often do not overlap with the organic top 10 search results. From a workflow perspective, that is an important signal. Traditionally, the top organic results were the primary visibility target. If you were not competing on page 1, you were often outside the main conversation. AI-generated citations introduce another layer. A source may be cited, even if it is not in the traditional top 10. At the same time, a page that ranks well organically may not appear in AI-generated citations. As a result, SEO teams increasingly need to evaluate multiple layers of visibility. The first is rankings. The second is AI citation visibility. The third is whether Google clearly understands the brand, author, product, service, or business behind the content. This is why the statement, SEO is dead, misses what is actually happening. If SEO were no longer relevant, Google would not continue emphasizing SEO fundamentals. But if nothing had changed, we would not be seeing measurable shifts in clicks and citation patterns around AI-generated search experiences. The reality sits somewhere in between. SEO is not disappearing. It is becoming more complex. And that complexity requires adjustments to the workflow. The first step is a search query audit. Start by reviewing the queries that genuinely matter to the business, rather than focusing only on search volume. For creators, that may include tutorials, comparisons, and problem-solving searches. For local businesses, it may include service and location queries. For SaaS companies, it may include category searches, alternatives, integrations, and specific use cases. The goal is to separate informational, commercial, branded, local, and decision stage queries. That distinction matters because AI overviews do not appear equally across every search type. Some searches still behave much like traditional SEO. Others may trigger AI-generated summaries more frequently. Some generate citations, others do not. The workflow begins by understanding which queries matter most. The second step is an AI overview trigger check. For each priority query, determine whether an AI overview appears and document what it is doing. Is it providing a direct answer? Is it comparing options? Is it citing sources? Is it summarizing a process? Or is it answering the question so completely that fewer users may feel the need to click? This changes the conversation. Instead of only asking where a page ranks, teams also need to ask what users see before they ever reach that page. The third step is a brand and citation audit. If AI citations do not always overlap with organic rankings, it becomes important to understand whether your brand, authors, products, services, or website are being cited at all. For each important query, record the cited sources and look for patterns. Are citations coming from major publishers, forums, review sites, official documentation, local directories, product pages, or educational resources? Then compare those sources with your own content. The objective is not to copy competitors. The objective is to understand what types of sources Google's systems appear to favor for specific query types. The fourth step is a content-proof upgrade. In an AI-assisted search environment, generic content becomes easier to overlook. Pages need clear evidence, useful structure, and enough specificity to justify attention. For a tutorial, that may mean clearly explaining the steps. For a product page, it may mean covering use cases, limitations, comparisons, and ideal customers. For a local business, it may mean making service areas, qualifications, examples, and decision-making details easier to understand. There is no evidence that any single content format guarantees citations. That is not the claim. The practical point is simpler. If AI-generated summaries reduce clicks, the clicks that remain become more valuable. Pages need to offer proof, depth, context, and clarity beyond what a short summary can provide. The fifth step is entity clarity. AI systems need to understand what a business, creator, author, product, or service actually represents. The basics should be unmistakable. Who are you? What do you offer? Who is it for? What problem do you solve? Where do you operate? What topics are associated with your brand? What products or services are connected to your name? This applies to individuals, agencies, SaaS companies, local businesses, publishers, and brands of every size. Entity clarity is not a substitute for quality content. It supports quality content by making the source easier to understand. The sixth step is improving multimedia, local, and product information where appropriate. The exact implementation depends on the business. Creators may benefit from stronger supporting assets around educational content. Local businesses may need clearer service information and stronger local signals. Product teams may need more complete explanations, comparisons, and use case coverage. Affiliate publishers may need to make the reasoning behind recommendations more transparent and useful. The goal is not to add assets for the sake of adding them. The goal is to make the page more useful for the decision the searcher is trying to make. The seventh step is AI referral monitoring. Traditional SEO reporting focuses on rankings, impressions, organic traffic, and click-through rates. Those metrics still matter. But teams should also watch for AI-related referrals and shifts in traffic patterns when AI-generated search features appear. If a page ranks well but traffic declines, check whether an AI overview is present. If citations change, identify which sources are gaining visibility. If branded search behavior shifts, examine how the brand appears within AI-assisted search experiences. Measurement is still evolving. AI visibility is more difficult to track than traditional rankings. Even so, ignoring it leaves a growing part of the search experience unexplored. The final step is a monthly refresh. This is where the workflow becomes a repeatable process. Review priority queries each month. Check which searches trigger AI overviews. Update the citation audit. Monitor ranking, click-through, and traffic changes. Identify pages that need stronger evidence, clearer structure, or better entity signals. That does not mean rewriting an entire site every month. It means treating AI visibility as an ongoing part of SEO maintenance. The biggest risk is overreacting. Some teams will see AI mode and AI overviews and conclude that traditional SEO no longer matters. That would be an overcorrection. Google continues to say that SEO fundamentals remain important. The opposite mistake is underreacting. Some teams will continue tracking rankings as though nothing else has changed. That is also risky. The research discussed here points to real pressure on clicks when AI-generated summaries appear. Pew reported lower traditional result click activity in those situations. Ahrefs found lower average click-through rates for top-ranking pages. Bright Edge observed growth in AI overview visibility and citation patterns that often differ from traditional rankings. The appropriate response is neither panic nor denial. It is adaptation. Keep the foundations. Add new layers to the workflow. Audit the queries that matter. Track when AI overviews appear. Study citations. Strengthen content with clearer evidence. Improve entity clarity. Enhance multimedia, local, and product information where relevant. Monitor AI-related traffic patterns. Refresh the process regularly. That is the emerging SEO operating model. Not rankings alone. Rankings, citations, and AI visibility. For creators, marketers, freelancers, developers, agencies, and small business owners, that is the practical shift taking place today. The goal is no longer only to appear as a result. It is to be understood as a source. And in AI-assisted search, that distinction can make a meaningful difference.